Have you ever wondered where it all began? Not just history, but cities, writing, even the way we organize our lives. Today, we're traveling back in time, way back over 6,000 years, to a land nestled between two rivers. This is the story of Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, and its brilliant, innovative people, the Sumerians. Imagine a world without cities, a world where everyone lived in small, scattered farming villages. Now, picture this. Suddenly, in a sun-drenched plain in what is now southern Iraq, something incredible happens. People start gathering, building, and creating something entirely new. This is Sumer, and these are the world's very first cities. Let's start with Uruk. Forget what you think you know about ancient towns. Uruk wasn't just a large village. It was a sprawling metropolis. By around 3000 BC, it may have been home to tens of thousands of people. Picture massive defensive walls stretching for miles, protecting a bustling hub of trade, religion, and government. In the center of Uruk, life revolved around grand temple complexes. These weren't just places of worship. They were the economic heart of the city, controlling land, storing grain, and employing a huge number of people, from priests to potters. Life in Uruk was a revolution. For the first time, you had specialists. You weren't just a farmer. You could be a stonemason, a weaver, a metalworker, or a scribe. This division of labor created a complex society with social classes, from the king and priests at the top to the farmers and laborers at the bottom. This urban experiment, this massive gathering of people, created new problems, but it also sparked incredible innovation. And Uruk wasn't alone. Not far away stood another great city, Ur. If Uruk was the bustling New York of its time, Ur was perhaps its sophisticated cultural capital. Ur is famous for many things, but most notably for its incredible royal tombs. Discovered in the 1920s, these tombs revealed a civilization of staggering wealth and artistry. Archaeologists unearthed breathtaking treasures, golden helmets, intricate jewelry made of lapis lazuli and carnelian, and stunning musical instruments like the famous lyre of Ur. These artifacts weren't just beautiful. They told a story of a powerful ruling class, extensive trade networks reaching as far as Afghanistan and India, and a deep, complex belief in the afterlife. The findings at Ur provided a stunningly vivid snapshot of Sumerian royal life and death. But how do we know all this? How can we read their stories and understand their economy? The answer lies in what is arguably Sumer's greatest gift to humanity, the invention of writing. Think about the challenge. The cities were growing. The temples were managing vast amounts of goods, grain, livestock, pottery. How do you keep track of it all? Memory alone isn't enough. You need a system. The Sumerians started with simple pictures, or pictographs. A drawing of a head of barley meant barley. A drawing of an ox meant an ox. They would press these symbols into wet clay tablets. This was a good start, but it was limited. How do you represent an idea like love or payment? Over hundreds of years, these simple pictures evolved. They became more abstract, more symbolic. Scribes began using a reed stylus with a wedge-shaped tip to press marks into the clay. This new style of writing is what we call cuneiform, from the Latin word cuneus, meaning wedge. This was a game changer. Cuneiform allowed them to represent not just objects, but sound syllables. Suddenly, they could write down anything they could say. It was the birth of true written language. We found hundreds of thousands of these clay tablets. The vast majority are, you guessed it, administrative records, receipts, tax documents, and inventory lists. It might sound boring, but these tablets are a treasure trove. They show us the intricate workings of the Sumerian economy. But they didn't just write about barley and sheep. They wrote down laws like the famous Code of Urnamu, one of the earliest legal codes we've ever found. They wrote letters, conducted diplomacy, and studied the stars, developing early forms of astronomy and mathematics. And they wrote stories. For the first time in human history, literature was born. They wrote down their myths, their legends, and their epic poems. The most famous of these is the Epic of Gilgamesh, a breathtaking story about a king's quest for immortality, his friendship with a wild man, and his struggles with gods and monsters. It's a tale that explores timeless themes of life, death, and what it means to be human. Without cuneiform, these voices, these stories from the dawn of civilization would be lost to us forever. Now, as you walked through the streets of Uruk or Ur, one type of structure would have dominated the skyline, visible from miles away. It was a testament to their faith, their engineering prowess, and their connection to the heavens. The ziggurat. A ziggurat is not a pyramid. Pyramids, like those in Egypt, were tombs, sealed, and meant to be impenetrable. A ziggurat was the opposite. It was a solid, massive, stepped platform, almost like a man-made mountain, with a temple or shrine sitting right on the very top. It was designed to be ascended. A grand staircase led from the ground up to the summit. Why build such a thing? For the Sumerians, their gods lived in high places, on distant mountains. The flat plains of Mesopotamia had no mountains, so they built their own. The ziggurat was a bridge, a sacred staircase connecting the earthly realm of humans with the celestial realm of the gods. It was a focal point for the entire community. Priests would perform daily rituals in the temple at the top, making offerings to the city's patron god or goddess. The ziggurat wasn't just a religious building. It was a symbol of the city's power, wealth, and devotion. It declared to the world and to the heavens that this city was favored by the gods. The most famous ziggurat is the Great Ziggurat of Ur. Even today, its restored base is an imposing sight. You can imagine the processions of priests climbing its steep stairs, the smoke from incense rising into the sky, and the entire city gathered at its base for major festivals. It was the physical and spiritual heart of the city, a constant reminder of the divine order that governed their lives. It's even thought that the biblical story of the Tower of Babel may have been inspired by the great ziggurats of Mesopotamia. The Sumerians were the original pioneers. They gave us the city, a new way of living together. They gave us writing, a way to conquer time and preserve knowledge. And they gave us the ziggurat, a way to reach for the heavens. Their civilization eventually faded, conquered by other peoples who built upon their incredible foundations. But their legacy is all around us. Every time you read a book, pay your taxes, or live in a city, you are walking in the footsteps of the Sumerians. They lit the first spark, and the fire of civilization they started has been burning ever since. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey back to ancient Sumer. If you enjoyed this trip through time, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what ancient civilization you'd like to explore next. See you in the next video.